training new blasters. Oh, and that's number 4. Let's do this. So just recently I came across this new line of blasters which I purchased on eBay. These are made in China, and the cool thing about these is that they are completely Nerf compatible and look pretty cool in my opinion, and they're not just another knockoff like, I don't know, the other line, what's it called? I think Blastaway.eu, which usually just copy like the Nerf blasters with like slight design changes. And with this line, I think, you know, they really put like some thoughts into it, and in my opinion they look way more different to the usual Chinese knockoffs. So let's start off with the smallest one, which is about the size of the Stormtrooper blaster, if you still remember, which means the handle is a little bit too small, but I have to say it's still okay, it feels comfortable. Here the feature is that you can take off this part, like the dart holder, which holds another 2 darts and can slide back on and also clicks in. Basically it's like a fire strike or side strike, let's say, because it doesn't have this plunger rod sticking out, but this sled to prime the blaster. Here in the front you just push in the dart and then you're ready to fire. The range is about 30 feet, and of course it doesn't perform as good as a fire strike, but I think for the office war gameplay kind of setup, it's more than enough. Here in the front we have a little flip up iron sight, which is really nice, I think, because it's not copied like from other dart blaster brands. Moving on to the big brother of this blaster, which is basically the same thing, it's just, yeah, as a big brother should be, a little bigger. So same feature, you can take off the dart holder like this, which gives the blaster a more slim profile, and then we also have the flip up iron sight, and of course it primes like the side strike as well. The performance, although it's like a bigger blaster, is basically the same. The only difference I noticed between this one and the smaller one is that when you prime the blaster, because like down here this part is open, it might happen that you cut into your own flesh, and that might be hurtful sometimes, depending, like, you know, how much of your skin you actually pinched in there. So yeah, you should watch out for that. So if you compare this one to a fire strike, for example, the handle and the overall thing looks a little bit bigger, but still it's like ergonomically it's not as comfortable as the fire or side strike from Nerf. And here comes number 3 from today's dart blaster haul, and basically it's a front loader like the other ones. The difference is that it doesn't have a dart holder. The feature of this blaster though is that whenever you pull the trigger, it actually lights up. So yeah, if you're like into this kind of effect, I think it's fun. Mainly maybe for like small kids, other than like someone like me. Also here we have the flip up iron sight. Other than that, it operates like the other 2 blasters, so you prime it like from here and then you're ready to go. Yeah, performance is the same like the other ones. So this one also comes with the batteries already installed. Those are like those 3, like, I don't know, this size button like batteries. And yeah, that's number 3. And last but not least, the nicest one of today's dart blaster haul. and actually the reason why I got interested in the first place. So this one is a front loader as well. Unfortunately, it only holds one dot at a time, I mean like for firing. Then we have the priming handle down here. Unfortunately, the prime is a little bit short, but still the performance is a little bit better than the other ones, but not much. The special feature for this blaster is that you have this switch over here, and if you turn it on, every time you pull the trigger, you get this disco light effect. You don't even have to prime the blaster, so you have the switch here behind the trigger, so whenever you pull it or push it, it's going to light up. You could also, like, you know, do it like several times in a row, and it will keep like doing this flashy thing. So in terms of ergonomics, this one is really the nicest one. The grip is really big enough, and I don't know, overall it looks really cool and feels nice. The quality of the plastic, of course, is not the same standard as the Nerf brand, but it's still on par or maybe a little bit better than the Blastaway brand. At some parts it kind of wobbles a little bit with no reason, but yeah, that's that. Talking about the performance, of course it's a little bit lacking if you compare it to the other brands, but I hope you got the idea that this one is really more about the aesthetics. It looks really cool, especially if you're into like this sci-fi theme. Overall, I think the line is really interesting and nice. If you consider the price, it's about 30-40% cheaper than like the main brands, and especially for the Nerf modding community, I think it's nice to have like new sources for inspiration and also parts. While the best thing about this new line is like the darts that come with the blasters, and we are back to the copycat business. Nevertheless, these darts are pretty cool because they are fairly accurate, and the foam is also a little bit stiffer, and it provides a better dart fit in general. So that's it for today's video. Please let me know what you think about this new line of blasters, and also when it comes to Chinese knockoffs, would you buy those? And yeah, what's left to say? Thanks for watching, and I see you next week.